Whoa. So a cargo ship from Singapore crashed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore today. Obviously tragic, but questions are being raised. Was this a little terror event? Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend. This is where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants and Satan, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. A little bit of an unusual coverage with a usual angle. As you saw the footage today, this is going all over the place. A cargo ship from Singapore crashed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore today. You see the footage, the bridge collapses. Pretty astounding. In this video, we'll walk through a little bit of a play-by-play of what happened, see the aftermath, and entertain some of the questions that are being raised about this. Is there more than meets the eye? Was this an innocent accident, or was it an intentional event? First, here's the replay once again. Just whack. Got it. That section of the bridge collapses. Some of it's on top of the ship. Here you can see some of the aftermath of it as daylight is starting. Now there's been conflicting reports about were there, cars there, people in the water. Some reports are saying, yeah, there's kind of casualties, unfortunately. I saw another report on the New York Post that indicated authorities got the bridge cleared right in the nick of time. I wasn't there, I don't know, but those are conflicting reports. A little bit more of the aftermath footage. There you can see big steel section of the bridge on top of the ship. I'm surprised ships like that don't just sink. I don't know. That's, yeah, pretty tragic. Now we're taking a look at some of the footage you may not have seen, and this is the ship approaching, and this is a little bit of a play-by-play. You'll see now the ship is losing power, indicated by the lights going off. I don't know if that means the engine is off. That part is unclear. I'm not going to make presumptions. You'll see the power comes back on. Thick smoke coming out of it. That's usually what ships do. Loses power again, and you can see it's steering right into the support column and about to make impact. Too late. Whack. Bridge goes down. Now to some of the questions being raised. Now in a tragic event, especially when there's loss of life, there's this social construct that says if you question the narrative, then you're being insensitive to the loss of life. I fully acknowledge if there is loss of life, that's tragic, but I also don't buy into the mind control propaganda that says don't question this or else you're being insensitive. No, I'm not a sheep. I don't fall for that propaganda. So taking a look at a few people raising questions. Alex Jones, he's retweeting an Andrew Tate tweet. We'll see his tweet in a second, but first Alex Jones says, looks deliberate to me. A cyber attack is probable. World War III has already started. Yeah, it doesn't really dissect the details there, does it? But that's Alex Jones' opinion. Then we go into what Andrew Tate posted. This ship was cyber attacked, maybe presumably because you saw loss of power, regaining power. Lights go off and it deliberately steers towards the bridge supports. Foreign agents of the USA attack digital infrastructures. Nothing is safe. Black Swan event imminent. The part of what Andrew Tate is saying that I find most compelling is the lights go off and it deliberately steers towards the bridge support. The footage we've already seen, I'm not going to belabor this and just replay it, even though you can see a little bit of it here. It sure as heck looked like the ship was steering directly to the support. I mean, there's far more area that isn't a support column. You just go under the bridge. But the small relative area that is the support column, it looks like it was steered right into it. Then the question becomes, was that deliberate? If it was, they've got like plausible deniability. The power was going out. It's chaotic. Of course it was an accident. And I could see that world. You know, if the Power's going out, there's chaos, there's no lights, so how would the captain know the support column is there if he can't see it? Maybe he was making a bad judgment call. He thought the support column was there, so he was steering away from where he thought it was and steered into it. Things were dark, innocent-ish mistake, even though I'm sure the captain felt pretty crappy about that. But also, could it have been deliberate? No, JP, human beings aren't capable of committing atrocities. Yes, they are. We just don't want to believe it. We want to say, well, that could never happen here. Look at history, that happens. But when it happens today, that could never happen here. That could never happen today. I don't know. I don't have a conclusion. I just say, these questions that are being raised, unfortunately, I believe they're valid questions. And any attempt to suppress the questions with the narrative of, it's insensitive to believe anything other than what we're telling you. You, the ones that are trying to silence all other perspectives, want me to, okay, got it. You're going to tell me what's true and silence us from saying anything else. Okay, got it. Yeah, I don't trust you. But the plot thickens a little further. This was posted on Twitter by Concerned Citizen. Wow, the captain of the ship that crashed into the gantry of the Baltimore Key Scott Bridge was a Ukrainian. What a strange coincidence. And here you can see this is the Ukrainian captain as posted by Concerned Citizen. That doesn't prove anything. At most, it proves he's Ukrainian. Yet for some people, it raises suspicion. And taking a quick look at what some other folks on the interwebs are saying here in the comments under Andrew Tate's post, people think it's only a bridge. No, this is a major American port, and now it's basically cut off. Okay. Confirmation bias or actual legit info. We're gonna shut down a major American port. To my point earlier, she says, I'm getting attacked for saying it was deliberate. People just aren't paying attention. That's the thing. Anytime there's a tragedy, by the way, not all tragedies are like as they appear. Anytime you question the tragedy, there's this, what I would call mind control program that comes out and says, you can't do that. You're being insensitive to the victims here. But well, if they tell us we can't do it, then maybe we must do it. Another commenter says, course change just before the bridge. This just 4 days after the terror attack in Moscow, which was blamed on Western proxies. This was a retaliation, terror for terror. As a freethinker, I think it's important to question everything, consider everything, while being careful not to just be blinded by our own confirmation bias. If you want to believe this was some kind of terror attack or inside job from the deep state in the US, you're going to find evidence that supports that. If you want to believe it was an unfortunate, innocent catastrophe, you're going to find evidence that supports that. So I think it's important that we see our biases so we can function outside of them. Otherwise, we're not a free thinker. If we're invested in the narrative, we're not a free thinker. If we're invested in our own confirmation bias, we're invested in the narrative. It's just the narrative part of our mind creates. But free thinking is outside of the media's bias, and it's even outside of our own bias. And I think free thinking is what leads us more to the light of truth and freedom. So for me, there's really only questions, no conclusions on this cargo ship hitting the Baltimore Bridge. That's my thoughts on it. I appreciate you watching this video. I look forward to seeing you on our next one. But first, here's a special message that's actually not a psyop. Von Charge is a holistic wellness brand that makes amazing evidence-based products to help you optimize your life in every way, including their science-backed, best on the market blue light blocking glasses. Don't look at screens at night. Well, okay, am I gonna watch Netflix in the morning? I've got stuff to do. And I'm sure you do too. And for me, the nighttime, it's the only opportunity I have to rest, chill, watch something, or other times I'm working late at night on my computer. But now I don't have to have my sleep impaired because of it, because I put my blue light blocking glasses on a couple hours before bed. And as the name implies, they powerfully block the blue light, so you can start producing good sleep hormones a couple hours before bed, even though you're not living like a monk in a cave in complete darkness. Since I've been using the Von Charge blue light blocking glasses, I have honestly been surprised at the difference they make. I find I get to sleep faster, I sleep better, and I wake up the next day with noticeably more energy from the better sleep. And here's another quick tip for you. The Bond Charge Blackout Sleep Mask is another game changer. I find if I'm trying to take a nap without the blackout sleep mask, I can't get to sleep. But if I put this on, I'm in total darkness and I can get the sleep I need. If you want to quickly and easily feel better with more energy, better mood because you're getting better sleep, then grab yourself a pair of the Bond Charge blue light blocking glasses and the blackout sleep mask at bondcharge.com/JPReacts. And while you're there, because you're a viewer of mine, be sure to use a discount code JPReacts for 15% off everything Bond Charge offers.